Hi you guys, I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that I'm not too echoey. We are back in my bathroom today because when I posted my 2020 favorites, a lot of you asked about how I do my hair at home, and I've gotten this request before and I don't think I've ever made a video about it, at least not recently. I'm actually extremely low maintenance with my hair, which you guys probably could have guessed watching most of my videos, but occasionally I do like to curl it, so I thought I would just share how I do it because it's like the most low maintenance curl routine in the world. You don't really need any product, you just need a curling wand. I also have like one window right here, so I feel like the lighting's gonna be a little bit funky, but we're working with what we got. Really what I do is I most of the time just air dry my hair naturally, and this is kind of how it ends up. It's like kind of wavy, kind of curly. If I don't touch it, it's a little bit curlier, but I was kind of running my fingers through it and that pulls the curls out. I have a lot of hair, but the individual strands are pretty thin. So really for me, doing my hair is just time consuming because of how much that I have. And then obviously I haven't gotten a haircut in a long time. So I'm working with a pretty funky style right now. I have my bangs right here, which used to be like up here. So that's a little bit different. I'm gonna style it. I always brush it right beforehand just to make sure that all the knots are out. And people have like different advice for how to brush your hair, but personally what I do is I like kind of start at the ends and I hold the middle part above where I'm brushing just so I'm not pulling too tightly. And then once I have my ends brushed, then I can kind of go through my whole head and it's pretty easy. And I just make sure to get all the knots out. When I can, I try and remember to spray like a thermal spray in it just to kind of protect it and like run it through. I don't ever apply too much product though. This is the Inner Sense Hair Love Prep Spray. Go along with the part and split my hair into two and then kind of run my hands along my forehead, and right above my ear line, I just take my pointer finger and kind of just go backwards so that I grab the first top layer of my hair. And then I'm gonna look a little bit crazy for a bit, but I just put it into like a little knob on the top of my head. I grab a clip. These are blow drying clips, and smell my curling iron heating up. It's like the worst smell. And I've had the same curling wand for 15 years, 10 years? 10 years. So what I'm left with is this really small section, and I'll just kind of start with this and then gradually take down my hair, but I'm just gonna brush through it one more time because this is kind of like the underbelly of my hair, so it can be a little bit knotty. And then I grab my curling wand. I prefer this. I just think it's easier than having the little clamp. You just get like a looser wave, I feel like, and it's just a little bit easier to manage. So I just kind of like take, gosh, maybe like 1-inch sections and grab it, and then I curl away from my face. But with these kind of bottom sections, I just kind of alternate what I'm doing. And I always keep the tail off. And then I kind of catch the curl as it falls so that it kind of cools in the shape, and it'll obviously fall out from how curly it is right now because I don't spray any hairspray or anything afterwards. But I just keep going around my head and doing that. I don't go too close to my scalp on this bottom layer. I'm just trying to get like a little bit of wave, and I really only hold it for, gosh, like 7 seconds. So minimal heat on your hair. But I'm just gonna keep doing this on the other side, alternating and leaving kind of the tails out, just like grabbing pieces as they come naturally, and then we'll just move on to the top layer. Okay, now that I have the bottom pieces done, I just kind of let them rest behind. And I take down that front section that we had done, and then I just keep dividing it in half again. So usually I get like 2 more sections per side. I'm gonna pin this over and look kind of kooky for a second. Brush it out. And these I start to get a little bit closer to my scalp, just one, because it's a little bit easier than the section beneath it. So I just kind of like put the hair in and curl in and then wrap, still leaving the tail out. And 2, it'll start to give a little bit more volume to like the crown of my head so it doesn't look too flat. And these I hold for a tiny bit longer and then catch it, kind of let it cool in my hand for a second or 2 and then let it drop. And I know they look kind of crazy right now, but we basically just brush them out with our fingers at the end until you get the desired wave that you want. But I think it's best to kind of let things cool in place, especially if you're not using any like product afterwards, like hairspray or styling cream, anything that's gonna hold it in place. And you really need to let your hair cool down before you brush through it. And on this layer, I start just curling away from my face. Okay, doing the same thing, just brushing it out. This is the last section for this side, and then I just go to the other side. And this layer I do the same way as the layer before it, so a little bit closer to my scalp and all the curls away from my face. And I hold all of these for a little bit longer. This is like the layer that people are really gonna see. And as I get to the front, I have shorter pieces in my hair, so I make sure to keep those together and save them for last. These are all my short bits. So this I kind of pull back and over to curl out of my face and get as close to the root as possible. So you can see we have some like pretty built up curls over here, so I'm just gonna let them sit. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I just finished up on this side, and one trick is just to kind of like hold the front piece how you want it to, not dry, but how you want it to look at the end. And I kind of like that like 70s like curtain bang swoop. Another really easy way to get it, which I'm sure hairstylists will die over because I feel like every time I get my haircut they tell me not to do this, but after it's styled I just kind of sweep it back behind my ear and then kind of like bring the front pieces out and just let it cool like that for a couple of minutes. So this side's like completely cool. So you can see we still have like a lot of volume built up, but I'm just gonna kind of gently brush my fingers through it. Now it's more of a wave. All right, this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna do the same thing. As the day goes on, it starts to look more and more natural because it'll start to fall. Really, it's just kind of like this shaggy wave that I personally really like. So that is how I do my hair. Nothing fancy. You can do this with the tools that I have, or you can do it with whatever you got at home. You don't need the clips, you can use elastics. Like I said, I've had that curling wand for like 10 years and I think it was $16 when I bought it. So I'll see if I can find it. Who knows if they even sell it anymore. And yeah, I mean, I hope that was helpful. I think it's okay if it doesn't look perfect. If you still have like little bits that are sticking out, I feel like that makes it look a little bit more natural. But yeah, the style will last me for a few days, probably like 3 or 4, and then I need to wash my hair. But dry shampoo always makes that longer, so if you have dry shampoo you can try that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, this was just kind of like a quick tutorial to show you guys how I do this and satisfy anyone who wanted to know. If you end up trying this technique, let me know. I don't even know if I can call it a technique. It's just like what I've been doing forever. But yeah, so have a great rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!